Hey, Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and we have had so many people send us emails, call in asking, Jeff, please review the click bar from North. Well, I spent some time on it and I want to give my feedback. A lot of people have asked and I want to do that. So let me tell you, it is pretty darn cool. They've done a great job on this bar. Now, it is expensive, but I would tell you when you ride with it and you get the feel, it's really cool. Let me show you some of these things and also some of the ups and the downs or whatever it is. Now let me tell you, when you're riding on it, it's a nice and comfortable feel. The bar itself, they sized it down. You can see how it tapers down here and it's really comfy. It's that right size. You can just hook in your fingers and you get that comfy feel. The ends is what I was worried about. I thought these ends were going to be too bulky when they came out with this. They're really not. They're real simple. They're real clean. I like the floats. They're not oversized. The line tensioner hides behind here and works very well. You can grab a hold of it. A lot of them get in the way. Just some of those little simple things. I know everybody wants me to know, okay, what about the click system? Well, let me get to that. The chicken loop part is really cool as well. This is very clean, very simple. It has a really nice bearing in here, completely unspins. If you do your jumps and your spins, works very, very well. Now that is also given because this custom, what I would call the chicken loop line, basically on here I'd call it the main center line. This is rectangular and it's definitely molded for this purpose. It's very stiff, it's very hard, so whenever you spin, it follows that and unspins right here every single time. Your lines will not wrap around each other when you go to do your spins. Your safety is at the bottom, it's all bearinged in here, and you can just spin as many times as you want. Really cool. I like that idea. I like the feel and everything else, especially how clean the system is. That is what is really cool. Now, the chicken loop line here as well, as I'm out there riding and you get the power depower, a lot of people try to reach out too far. I caught myself doing that because it's truly once your back lines go slack, you have that decreased power. Well, they came up and fixed that. They have this really unique stopper ball. Now, if you grab the black part of this, then it unlocks it, unjams it, and allows you to slide it where you want. And then that's as far as your bar goes away. So anybody with a short reach, you can adjust this bar to work for you. As well as you wonder like, wait a minute, you got to depower and push through it. If the kite really pulls hard and you get loaded, this is able to be pushed away. It definitely is stiff, but I like that part because you can use it. And you want to unlock this, you pull it, it unlocks, you slide it to your position, and I was finding that I could easily, with a little tiny bit of pressure, load it up, had no problems. I could hook my fingers on here and just cruise and ride along without actually having to hold on two hands. When I was doing deadmans and one-handed stuff, it was really cool. That load was decreased on me. But there were times I came around and then I wanted to just push away real quick. It takes two hands to push away or a lot of load on that kite. So it's up to you. I say use this as a final limit to that on that chicken loop line, and that will allow you to keep the bar from going too far up, which I thought was a really cool idea. Now, let's talk about the click system. Click system is really cool. As many as you've probably seen on other videos, it has the depower. There's a mark inside of here. All the lines and the load lines are all system inside of here. That's also a downfall. You got to make sure to keep this clean and take care of it. If you're in a very fine sandy place, clean your bar. Get that stuff out of there. It will hold moisture in there. I'm guessing at some point we're going to see some mold growing inside of these bars. Should that affect your lines? I doubt it. So the really cool thing about the click system is you can see how much power. Do I really care about what I see? When I ride mountain bikes, I don't look at my numbers on my gears. So the power and depower will show you indicating in here, but really it's a feel. You know if you're out too far, you have too much power. So when it comes to the click, you'll just know how far out you have. You'll hit your limit and that's all you've got. But I want to show you how much it does. So when I run this to do the click system, it's a simple twist down here, and under load this was very easy, and you're not even really under load because you'll start pushing away a little, but you do want to have tension as it wraps up. So let me show you the distance. Here it is at the bottom of the chicken loop, and when I spin this, that looks probably about an inch adjustment every time you spin this. And it keeps going and going and going. So a lot of people ask, Is that as much as a sheeting system works? Yes, it is. This is a direct distance, not a sheeting where you're pulling in on a pulley and another line because it'll only pull in so much. This is basically the standard. 6, 7, 8 inches, that's a lot of D-power. Now as you're riding along and you want to put more power in, let those back lines back out. It's very simple on pushing this pin and it gets it all depowered back out there. But a very unique, really cool system. It's very clean. Now, the thing also, this is all molded down here on the chicken loop. The other thing that I want to let people know, and not that it's a big issue, the whole power and the full direct line of one of your center lines comes all the way down here to the base. So this isn't just a safety leader that if it snaps, you're not going to have any issues. If there's wear and tear on these lines down here, this is one of your front load lines all the way to the chicken loop. So basically what I mean by that is make sure to inspect the system continuously. Make sure it's all clean. Make sure you clean this line out inside of here where this line slides. You can easily see that you could get sand up inside of here by squirting some water through here, making sure to keep that fine sand or bigger grit sand from getting inside of this tube. That's where I'm going to see a few little wears on the lines and stuff. And let me bring that to you. The bar itself can actually be adjusted to any system. You're talking about a 5-line system, a high Y, a low Y, that is completely adjustable. I was flying on it and it had a high Y and I was curious, I want to fly this bar on other kites. You can bring the low Y. By unhooking the line up on the system, you can create a high Y, a low Y, or even adjust that Y because they've got that set up. So, what do I think about the system? I think it's really cool. I think it's really clean, and I really do like it. Downfall is, if you have to fix anything on this bar, line breaks, 1-line breaks, 2-line, whatever, it is going to be a problem. We have looked at it, and you can build into the system and put on a different set of lines depending on where, if you have a break in the line. If not, you've got to get the custom line setup that is made specifically for this bar, or it won't work. The outside leaders run inside of here, and they do have a replacement system. You can replace the outside lines a lot easier than you can replace the center lines if you have a problem. So, is that a big issue? Probably not if you take care of your gear and inspect it often. If you do cut a line, it's going to take some custom work or a full set to go across on this bar. So overall, do I call it something I would like to ride with? Absolutely. It is really neat. I love the clean part of this bar. Anyway, well, that's just the grit and the nit and dirty and the basics of this bar. There's a lot more to it. I just wanted to get that out there to let people know it is something that I highly suggest. It is a really cool bar. Anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com to educate and get your riding much better.